Hey, your buddy Peace and Harmony here with you here today. Life hacks for dealing and handling the narcissist or the psychopath in your life. You need a shortcut. Sometimes you need some quick answers on how to deal with a narcissist, a psychopath. And just, you're either whether you're just emerging from it or you're a little bit further into the journey of healing, sometimes you need some shortcuts on how to handle them and how to deal with them. And basically how to sort it out, how to get it all resolved in your mind. It can be very confusing in dealing with a disordered person because they're so unpredictable. They have a good side. Their mask is, constantly in front of you. You oftentimes recall out of humanity all the good parts, all the good experiences you've had. However, the bottom line, the reality is that this person has a disorder and you're just waiting for it to rear its head. And you have to understand that oftentimes the narcissist or psychopath, they are in relationships with people for the end means of destroying them. So it's very serious. I don't want you to minimize this type of abuse, and I definitely don't want you to live in denial of it. We oftentimes tend to, especially as good people who have been there for others, we tend to definitely forgive and forget. It's in our human nature. As the good people that we are, we tend to forgive and forget. We tend to, let it slide. We tend to, forgive them for certain things, or we value their relationship so much. We have so much invested in them, or maybe, we're married to them, or maybe they're a family member. So it's very hard to just kind of like get rid of them or let them go. So what's a good life hack in dealing with the narcissist or the psychopath? What is a good shortcut? For one, I think you have to acknowledge a few key things about the disorder. People with a personality disorder, they enjoy themselves more so than they enjoy other people. And what I mean by that is they really, it's kind of my insight or my epiphany in that these people generally do not enjoy other people the way a quote-unquote normal person who is not personality disordered would enjoy others. For example, most normal people, quote unquote, and I use that term as, part of a spectrum, most normal, people can listen to others, they can take in a TV show, they can take in a speech, they can take in a religion, a visit to a church, they can take in art, they can take in relationships with others, and they generally tend to appreciate that other person. Basically, they can like other people. They see certain redeeming qualities about them. They think that that's pretty cool. They're able to acknowledge others' accomplishments. They don't always feel threatened by others, but they can basically enjoy others. Kind of an insight is that I really feel the narcissist or the psychopath, they really don't enjoy others. They enjoy themselves, and they only enjoy others for how it makes them feel about themselves. In other words, a narcissist or a psychopath will go to church. I don't know if it's really for the religious connection, but maybe it's for a different purpose. It's more so that they are seen as this pious and religious person rather than getting some sort of other sustenance from it. The narcissist who is, for example, a pianist or a musician, they don't really enjoy their fans so much as they do, having an audience. It's a very fine line, but this is, in terms of a hack and a shortcut, start to look for these and start to acknowledge this and start to realize and identify if you're being appreciated or not, or if you're just really being, a supply for this person. And if you are, then cut off the relationship. Get bold, okay? You need to get bold, you need to get some courage, and you need to be able to take a step away from these people. And if you're, a teenager or if in your 20s, sometimes it can be difficult to let people go because you don't feel like maybe it's so easy for you to make relationships, or recreate new relationships. But you absolutely positively can create more healthy relationships, and you definitely need to begin to seek these out. And don't procrastinate, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to become. What's another life hack that they don't tell you about the narcissist? The narcissist will have you believing that you need them. They will have you believe that you depend on them for some reason, which is an absolute falsehood. You do not depend on them. You do not rely on them. You depend on yourself. You are actually the responsible one. However, you've been so caught up in their web and in their ploy and in their manipulation that you haven't been able to see it as such. So you need to start defining things more on your terms rather than their terms. Oftentimes the things that the narcissist will do or say is a manipulation, and it's not always based in truth. So you need to be able to see that and feel that, and not only in your intellect, but get to also tune into how you feel around them as a person. Whether you feel a presence. By a presence, I mean, do you feel that there's a heart-to-heart there? Is there a connection there? Are they kind of like stable? Can you sit across from them at a table and just have a normal conversation where you're not trying to be false, where you're not trying to be fake or feed into their fake or their falsehood or their mask? Because a true, genuine relationship will be based on authenticity. Authenticity and being real is where your true energy is going to come from. So if you find that you're being depleted by these people, if you feel that they're an energy vampire, a psychic vampire, you feel like you're completely exhausted after being with them, that is a life hack. That is a good red flag, and you need to know that you now need to connect with people and yourself on a heart level and a solar plexus level, which is deeper in the body, which is kind of where your self-esteem comes from. Your self-esteem comes from your solar plexus, which is right behind your belly button, right in here. So you should be able to feel a self-esteem or a sort of energy generating from that place. If you're not able to connect to your solar plexus while you're around this person, that is a good life hack. That's a good thing to help you clue into whether this person is a narcissist or a psychopath. And you need to give yourself a chance, and you need to give others a chance who are authentic and real people. Oftentimes the narcissist or psychopath will lead their lives constantly controlling and judging other people, criticizing other people. I mean, you can't do enough to please them. They're constantly trying to disrupt your peace and balance. They will make comments, on your shoes. You shouldn't wear those shoes today. You should save those for another day. While they're on your feet and you're at a restaurant, I mean, what are you supposed to do then? I mean, it's like you're helpless. Their criticisms are largely unfounded, so that's a life hack or a hack to dealing with them. Realize that their criticisms and allegations are not based on truth. They're based on their manipulation of you, and if they can get you under their control, listening to them, responding to their harsh and critical side. I've had all sorts of clients who have said they couldn't believe the extent of the criticism and how far it went. I mean, so much as to say, don't sit on that sofa, you're going to leave a mark where you sat. I mean, of course, that it just doesn't even make sense. So if you really look at it and their criticisms just do not make sense, if they're unfounded, you need to start to see things with some clear eyes. You need to start trusting your perceptions and trusting what you know to not be right, and just don't get into a battle with them, and do not lose your temper with them. Do not be very dispassionate with them. Dispassionate meaning indifferent, meaning not with a lot of passion, because if you give them a lot of passion, they're going to take that negative attention as attention. I mean, it's supplied to them, really. I mean, because they will ride your supply until it works out to be positive, and then you're giving them what they want again. So be very, very careful of the slippery slope and dealing with the narcissist or psychopath. I hope these life hacks help. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, and discussions. Have a beautiful day.